What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play newer Super Mario Bros. DS. Yeah, I know, it's been a while since I've recorded this series, and I guess you guys sort of deserve an update as to why that is, and what's been going on, and I guess where we're going in the future with everything around the channel. So I guess I'll give you guys an update during this video, because let's be honest, that's essentially what I've used this entire series for anyways. Like, all of newer Super Mario Bros. DS has just been like a disguised update video, if you will. Might as well keep the trend going. But I do want to address one thing with this LP in particular. So previously I was doing like a world per video, and well, yes, that does make the videos neat and compact and easy to follow. I gotta be honest, it was a pain to record it that way, and it really made me not want to do this series. That combined with a couple other things that I'll talk about in a minute. So, going forward in the future, to save my own sanity, we're gonna do half a world per video. So this will be like World 7 Part 1, and then I'll do a World 7 Part 2. Because, like, here's the thing. What was a 20 to 30 minute video for you guys of an entire world would take me, like, maybe 2 to 3 hours to record, just because I have to replay the levels, get all the star coins, edit out my deaths, and get all the secret exits and stuff like that. So it was pretty dang annoying. And alright, platform, cool, thanks for not being there for me. Let's try that again. Alright, we're back. So yeah, that's why I want to like split these up into multiple videos, just so it'll be much easier on me to record. I can hopefully get the videos out faster, and as a result, that'll allow me more time to work on the other larger projects that I've got going on. Another thing that sort of prevented me from recording this was like the weird emulator lag that I kept encountering randomly, like in the levels or on the overworld. Like, that was super annoying and basically killed my motivation to play this game. As you can see though, there's no lag right now. I actually fixed that issue. I thought what was happening was, the computer that I was recording this on originally was like 7, almost 8 years old. And I was like, alright, well, this computer is old. Maybe it's not powerful enough to emulate this game with the high resolution mod that I'm using. So, alright, whatever. I can just sort of deal with it. But then I got my new computer, which I'm actually using right now. I know, that saga itself has come to an end. I'll talk about that more in a minute, but I am using the new computer. This is like the technically second video that I'm recording or making with it. And there's a whole bunch of issues that go with that as well. Like, I had to redo all of my microphone settings. I'm still tweaking those. So hopefully everything sounds relatively normal now, but that's been a pain to dial back in again, because microphone settings are like something that just you have to get right, you know, and it can take months, if not longer, to dial it in exactly how you want it. I remember I got my first like good microphone, a Blue Yeti, and it took me like 2 years to get to a point where it actually sounded good, and for like 2 years I just had videos that were absolutely terrible, and now I'm using like a more complicated XLR setup. So yeah, there's even like more settings that I can play with to fine-tune the audio, so it's probably gonna take me a little while. I've never actually been that good at audio mixing or mastering, which is why it does take me so long to dial in those settings, but I'm working on it, so hopefully everything will sound just as good as it did before, very, very soon. If not already. I mean, we'll find out once, like, this video is, done being recorded. So along with that, I think I was talking about, the lag with the emulator itself. You'll notice that, yeah, the lag is sort of gone, and it's not because I'm using the new computer now. It's actually because there was a setting in the emulator that was sort of off by default, and once you turn it on and sort of adjust with some of the values, it sort of just fixes everything. Because originally what I had thought was the computer that I was recording this on was like, you know, 7, 8 years old at that point. I was like, alright, maybe it's not exactly powerful enough to run this game with the high resolution mod. I get that, I'll just deal with it. But then once I, got the new computer and tried it out, and yes, by the way, finally we're using the new computer. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Once I did get the new computer, I was like, I wonder if it works now. I tried it out, and sure enough, the same problems were there. So at that point, I sort of just figured, all right, maybe it's the emulator itself. Maybe it's just not meant to do this because it's an experimental high-resolution mod. Maybe it's just, like, not optimized at all for anything. So I sort of just gave up on it for a little while. And then the other day, I had, like, the urge to play it. So I opened up the emulator, I opened up Google, did a little bit of searching, and found that setting, adjusted it, and, well, here we are, everything's working fine now. So I feel like I can probably just finish this project now without any other issues. Hopefully. But, yeah, man, it was a hassle getting this new computer ready as well. Like, I know I talked about it in some previous videos, but to get everyone up to speed, basically what happened was I started ordering parts back in December, didn't get everything until the end of January, which was a lot longer than it was supposed to take. I was supposed to have everything by, like, mid-January, but, delays, and also I had to return some parts and get different parts, sort of just kept pushing that out farther and farther. And, one of the things that I wanted to do with this new computer was hardline liquid cooling, because I've never done liquid cooling before, and I wanted to do hardline because it looks a lot nicer. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to do that for this new PC because it's my own personal rig. I haven't built myself a PC in, like, almost 8 years. I want to go all out with this one. So that led to a host of problems of me having to learn a lot about liquid cooling and sort of return some parts that were incorrectly purchased. That happened a lot, actually. And wait for new parts to come in. Like, one of the things that I did was I wanted to cool my graphics card. So I bought an air-cooled graphics card, then I bought a third-party cooling block, or an aftermarket cooling block. And what happened was I actually bought the wrong one. So I bought one for a 1080 Ti, which is the graphics card that I have, except they make, like, a couple different versions of it, and I bought the version that wasn't for my card. So I had to return that, get the correct version, and then I was able to, like, put the water block on my GPU. But I also had to buy some extra fittings because the way that I was originally going to place my graphics card in the case, I couldn't do it anymore due to the fact that one of the parts that I needed was incompatible. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm just not going to do it that way. I'll do it the old school fashioned way just so I can get it done. But then, because of that, I couldn't, like, run the pipes the way that I originally planned on running them. So I had to get more fittings so I could run the pipes correctly. And oh man, you can see how, like, the problems just cascade into one another until eventually I was able to get ahead of it and actually solve all the problems. And that was just to get it running. Once I did get it running, there was, like, another problem that I encountered. And this one actually took me a couple of days to figure out what was going on, because I had no idea what could possibly be causing it. I even posted on, like, a couple of different tech forums just, like, asking for advice, and no one there could even help me. So this one was all on me to figure out what was happening. But one night I was playing some Overwatch with friends, and I started playing. Everything was fine. Like, I had this weird stutter issue that would happen every so often. It was really annoying, but there was really nothing that I could do because I had no idea how to fix it yet. Until we got into one match, and all of a sudden, like, my FPS in the game just, like, tanked. Normally I was getting, like, upwards of 200 plus FPS, but, like, this one match, I just got, like, 60, and then 50, and 40, and 30. It was just going down and down and down, and I was like, alright, something is seriously messed up. And because it was related to a game, I was like, it has to be GPU related. That's the only thing that makes sense. So what I did was I ended up draining the entire system of all the coolant, which, not fun to do, by the way. And I pulled out the GPU, and I noticed that, the VRAM, or video RAM, on the graphics card wasn't exactly making contact with the water block, meaning that it wasn't getting cooled, aka it was overheating, like, the entire time. So I was like, alright, well, that needs to get fixed then. So I pulled up the water block, I looked at the instructions again. Turns out I used the wrong sized screws when I put them on. They give you 2 different screw sizes, and they give you enough for like both sets for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but I'd used the slightly longer variant of these screws, and because of that, it wasn't, you know, making the water block touch everything that it needed to on the GPU. Once I switched it out for the smaller screws, like obviously it was squishing everything together correctly, and it was making thermal conductivity with the VRAM module so it could actually cool them. So I put that back in the system, refilled it up with coolant, thankfully I had enough left over, and now everything seems to be working fine. And I say that with quotations because occasionally there is still like a stutter whenever I load up like a large program that is going to make use of GPU acceleration. Like if I load up Photoshop, for example, I get the sense that it slows down just a little bit, but that could be because, you know, it's loading an Adobe product, which anytime you load up like Photoshop, Premiere, After Effects, any of those things, it just slows your computer down for like a second or two anyways. So I'm confident that it's not an issue with the cooling or anything like that. It might be fixed in the future with a driver update or something like that. That's just, you know, something you have to deal with when you put top-of-the-line, newer computer parts in a build. Sometimes not everything is always optimized or working as it should. You gotta wait for software manufacturers to update drivers and increase compatibility with things. So we got some growing pains is what I'm saying right now. But for the most part, I think everything is working as it should. There we go. There's that second star coin. Sweet. Yeah, this level's a little bit annoying. Like, the gimmick of, what? I just fell through the platform. Hello? You guys saw that, right? Cool game. Cool. Alright, you know what? Let's just not walk backwards this time, right? If we don't walk backwards, we can't possibly fall through a freaking platform. I can't believe that actually happened. Like, that's crazy. Someone obviously didn't bug test that properly. But not a big deal. What was I saying? I think I was talking about, like, my computer. So basically, yeah, everything is as it should be right now. I am excited to use it for making videos, so I'm hoping that, it'll make, like, the motion graphics and stuff like that I do for the longer form videos a lot easier and a lot faster, because, like, whenever I do anything in After Effects or do something in Premiere with, like, multiple videos playing at the same time, dude, editing that is a nightmare, because, like, on my old computer, like, it would play back that stuff at, like, 2 FPS. So if I wanted to see what it looked like, you know, at, like, a normal speed, I'd have to render out the entire section of the video, look at it, and then if I need to make changes, like, I would have to go back, make those changes, re-render it, and then make sure everything looked right. So it added just a lot of extra time to those videos, because I wasn't able just to, like, play it back right in the editor, since my computer was just not good enough to do it. But I think with this new system, I'll be able to do that. Of course, I don't have any videos like that I'm working on right now. I mean, obviously I'm working on Act 2 of the documentary, but that's not going to be entering the editing phase until a couple weeks from now at best, so I won't exactly be able to know until then. But I am excited to see how it fares once we get to that point. I mean, I guess I can get a little bit of an idea editing a video like this, but it won't be nearly as intensive as the documentary would be. That being said, though, we're already at the mid-castle here in World 7, so that's pretty exciting. I'm probably going to end off the video after we finish the mid-castle, or at least like half the levels in the world. And I don't think... Ooh, that was super close. I don't think there's too many levels left in World 7, so that does make the mid-castle like an actually good stopping point. What's weird is, I was actually looking at the map. We haven't actually gone to World 6, so I kind of got to figure out how to go to World 6. That way we can do that, because I think the end of World 7 will probably just take me to World 8, which would be the end of the game. But the game also put me to World 7 after World 5, so maybe it'll double back and bring me to World 6. I don't know, we'll see. Since, like, you know, every time we've beaten the world's castle, like, it always moved us to the proper world. Like, it went from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, etc., with no crazy warps to go to the other world. So maybe this will actually bring us over to 6. We'll find out soon enough, but that's pretty much why I stuck with doing World 7 first instead of figuring out how to get to 6. 'Cause I figured at the end of 7 it'll probably bring us over to World 6. And there we go. Baby Bowser has been defeated. And I think that's actually a perfect place to end off this video, because I got through a majority of the update stuff that I wanted to talk about, and there's not a whole lot of World 7 left. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this video. I enjoyed making it. Once again though, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.